Hey, what's up guys? How you all doing? So I'm going to be showing you today on how to actually back up your files on your cPanel, the most simplest way to do it. Now there's a lot of people that tend to use to backup doing the backup wizard, and you can, but the most simplest way to do it is actually to do it using the file manager in your cPanel. So looking at the file manager just over here, we can click on that and this will bring up the file manager with all our files located inside this browser. As you can see on the left hand side, you can see your whole website and your public folder. Now in this case I'm working on a quick script here called Shop My Beats, and I'm actually creating a website where people can upload and share their tracks and stuff, so something like SoundCloud but for music producers. Now we've got the script here, so what I'm going to be showing you is how do we actually create a quick backup of all the website files that we've got so far. Well, the most simplest way is on the cPanel. You can create a backup really easily. The most easiest way to do it is go on the actual folder. So let me break it down. There's few different types of way of creating a backup, right? You can create a backup by saving the files to your computer or saving them locally. Now in this case we're going to be saving them locally and saving them on a computer as well. So to do this, it's pretty simple. First thing we need to do is locate the whole actual folder. Now in this case, this is the public folder which we have here on the side. So what we do is we simply click on it, which is right over here, and we will simply just go inside this folder. Now we can see we've got all the files, so we're going to decide to create a backup of all of this. So go into the whole big folder up here, okay, so the main folder. We're just going to create a folder, so create a folder in a folder. So this is a folder in the main root, and we just call this backup. So we're going to call it backup. Before I start programming and start editing files on the working website that I have at the moment, I want to create a backup now and keep that safe. So I'm going to create a backup file. Now when I hit that, notice that when I go down over here, we've got a new folder called backup. Now in this home, in this is all the website like files, and you've got public, this is the whole actual website. We've got a backup inside on the actual root of the hosting panel. Now what we do is we go into backup and we can do a backup of the whole actual folder. So what we can do is go on here and we can select the whole backup HTML and we can select copy, and we're just going to save this to backup and just put slash on there like that, and just put a slash just like that. So /, let me just zoom in so you guys can see, just like that. And obviously if you called it something else, like whatever, this will go here, but we just call it backup and click copy files. And when we hit that, you can see it took literally seconds. If I click on backup now, I've got a copy of the whole HTML website. You see now, if I go and start programming and I say I delete the embed on here by accident, I can then, let's say I delete the actual index by accident. Let's delete that. Oh no, what do I do now? It's gone. I've gone to the website, tried to view it, there's an error. Oh my god, I messed up. What have I done? And this is a common mistake when you're doing programming in the back end, and you make a mistake and that's it. Everything just gone blown, and you haven't made a backup to go back, you see. In that time, I mean, you get daily backups every day, you might have, but you don't have backups every hour where you're programming and stuff if you're doing it on a live server as well. So this will really come in handy because you can go on a backup now. You can click on this file and you can just, take that HTML, that index which is right here. Now you can take the whole path leading to your public HTML, so which is up here, and you can just select this, whatever the path is. So just right click and copy, And going into your backup file now, you can click on your actual backup, which is in here, and we're going to restore that file by simply clicking on this index, okay? And we can just do it by basically clicking on copy up here. So select the file, click on copy, and put it into public HTML, just like that, and click copy. Now that we've just copied the file from here into public HTML, which is over here. As you can see, the index is back, and you can see that it's been just put in because you can see the time on there. You see that everything else is 25, 27, but this one is today. So now if we go onto our website and click F5, refresh, it will work again. So you can do it that way, or if you know, you can also just go in there and just drag and drop. So let's say if I delete that again, oh my god, and we go on to backup, and we want it to be quick because there's a lot of people on there, we've done a mistake, you know, no messing about. Just click on that index file, which is right here, okay? And while holding the mouse, the right mouse, you can just drag that out and drop that. You see that, how it highlights the file? You can just drag and drop onto public HTML, just like that. And we've dragged and dropped it. Now notice how this has removed the file. Now we've moved the file completely. We haven't copied and pasted it, we just moved it in here. It's in here. But we're going to have to copy that back over, don't forget. So this was a quicker way of doing it because we didn't have enough time to type. There's people on the website and we don't want to waste time, you see. So that's why we're doing it like that. If you're working quickly, you're working with certain files, let's say a CSS file, you would have it opened up in the backup file, you know, you would have it like opened up with everything in it, and pretty much, you know, you would actually take all these files out like that and just put them in a backup, so you wouldn't actually have them in like the public HTML, you know. So that way you can see all the folders in a drop down like this. And you know, if you go onto the theme, for example, you're editing the HTML, you would have the HTML open up down here, and you would do the same thing. And let's say you mess up, you go up, boom, drag, drop, done, fixed it really quickly. You know, that's not the best way to do it, but it is a way of keeping ahead of your, you know, ahead of it, to make sure you don't have any downtime. And if it is 1 or 2 seconds, you know, you kind of save yourself no one really seeing that. Unless you've got 100 members on your website online, then people will have errors. Now the best way to do it is never ever edit your files online, but if you're like me and you like editing while working live, then you know, that's great, because you can always keep a backup. Now I'm just gonna create that backup again and move that file over. So I'm gonna go in here, find these, I'm gonna go into my public folder. I'm gonna take this index and I'm gonna copy it over to backup again. So backup, just like that, copy files. Now this index is just went into the backup folder. So there we got index, you see that? Now let's say we want to zip this whole folder. So we want to create this folder and zip this whole backup. So we go up here and we want to download this. Now to download this to the computer, this is you know, the second way of doing this. To create a backup, we just copy the backup. Let's say you want to make a backup of the website and save it now. Okay, so to create and save a backup, you select the folder and you would simply click on compress on the cPanel, the file manager. And what this will do is give you an option to compress the whole folder as a zip file, tar, gzip, and just select the zip file because it's the easiest thing to open on any computer, and you're not required to download any external software. So you just click on zip archive, the first one at the top, and just compress files. Now what this will do is it will actually create a file, and it will just run through all the files that it's compressed, and it will actually create a file in your root folder over here. So if you scroll down, you will see there's a public folder now, a zip folder, which is the backup we just made. And we can now click on this and we can safely download this whole backup we just made with one click. As you can see, it's downloading 22 megabytes. No need to log into FTP or anything. Do it straight from the file manager. So this is pretty simple way of, you know, maintaining your files on your website, backing up your files using a file manager in cPanel. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I taught you something here today on how to simply create backups in the back end of your website on your root, and then how to download the backup to your computer using a simple file manager in a cPanel. But from that, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and we've got loads of my tutorials. We've got tutorials on SEO, cPanel, web development, and everything else. We've got it all. Apart from that, peace out. See you guys soon. Ciao.